Welcome to Enlifement, place to connect and deepen your realization. Prasantyo kite Vishnak, Venam kolaste Vishnu, Kandesh nakatam senyo tuko, Damne de katan tichu, Dibra kashove pashnan, Kashe bokun shan deko, Vina Krishon, Sacham Deku, Sanif Nashnon, Kadir Nokto Su Shan de Kashato. In this world, there are so many beliefs, so many teachers, so many ways. It can be very confusing to a person when you're trying to figure out your life, trying to make it better. So, what do you choose? Which one? Which one is right? How do you know? Knowing comes from an experience. So, how do you experience these various teachings, these various teachers? Some may be very charismatic and convince you that what they're saying is right. Could be some part of a cult, that this is the way it is, this is how it works. So, we have these things all around us. But how do you choose? How do you find the path? So, mastering your path, mastering the path of life that comes from within you, that is the trick. To be able to deepen yourself in this expanding awareness that is the consciousness. To realize that there's something far greater than what the world can offer, what the teachers can offer, unless they are knowing within themselves that they are the very consciousness. When you become aware that you are the consciousness, your attitudes, your ways of being, your body, everything changes. For you are hooking up to the absolute, the all that is. To embrace the allness that is the consciousness is somewhat of a giant step for the intellect, because it is full of they say, or you should, or you shouldn't. You learn from childhood that that's the way it is. It may take a long time for you to break free from that because it's a deep program within you. Your parents say, this is the way it is. They take you someplace and you listen, you hear, and that's all you get. So that must be it. There are so many paths in this world, but the only path that leads to the expansive awareness that you are as the consciousness, that is one path. The other paths don't go there. They go here and there, wandering all over, making promises, making judgments, telling you that's the way it is, that's how you have to be. The consciousness doesn't have a have to. It has an allowing, a total allowing of one's true self to come forth from the very experiences of life. So no judgment, no certain way, just the consciousness unfolding in your direct experience of you. It's very unique. It's different for everyone. So we can't create a system that says this is the way it works. The only thing we can do is to inspire people to deepen within their own awareness and expand that in a very inclusive way to discover this higher potential and possibility that exists within this world. It does. It exists in this world. Actually, it is a foundation of this world. It is a foundation of all creation. But what philosophy tells you that? What teacher says it's all that is? It's absolute. Oh, they say that, but their idea of absolute is some deity, some representative of some force or religion or system or structure. The consciousness is not a system or structure. It is beyond all things within the imagination. You cannot imagine it into existence. You embrace it into existence. You embrace it into your life, allowing yourself to explore, to break the bonds of separation and the other, to realize the consciousness is not the other. It is all that is. There is no other. So, to master your life, you take these steps that make you ever closer and closer and closer to the great truth that is the consciousness unfolding the world as it is. Every experience is part of the unfolding. A lot of the experiences are fearful. We have great doubts about where things are going. But to realize it's an experience. When you can embrace this experience without fear, it doesn't have the kind of hold on you that it does otherwise. When you look at things around you and say, yeah, that appears to be what's taking place, but is it? As the consciousness unfolds, it unfolds everything. Nothing is excluded. That's kind of funny because most systems and structures say this is the way you do it or otherwise. Great promises of things to come, and also promises of what happens if you don't follow that teaching or that course. The consciousness does not work that way. It works through allowing. It allows you to be all you can be moment by moment, allowing you to experience the fullness of your life. It wakes you up to what that fullness can really mean. It doesn't mean the things around you. It doesn't mean the consistent reality or the conditions of the world. It simply means you. Who are you in the scheme of creation? Who are you as the consciousness? That remains to be seen as you continue to let go of who you're not. That is really mastering life. You master your existence by letting go, not holding on to. That's contrary to the way we're taught. Hang on to it, hold on to it, make it so. But through allowing, the consciousness takes its course within you to bring you to your fullness, to your wholeness, to your absoluteness. And that creates within you a possibility that others might detect. Oh, they may think you're weird. I'm sure people think I'm weird. I've been weird for a long time, but I don't care. It's simply the way it is. To embrace life in its totality is going to make you set aside from the world around you because you no longer play the consensus reality game. You no longer play the beliefs. You don't hold on to the past. You embrace yourself as unfolding the consciousness moment by moment. That is what we talk about mastering life. If you can let go of the past, if you can forgive yourself of the past, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody suffers from illusions and separation. That's been the way of the world. But as the consciousness, as you unfold within that, you see it's utterly unimportant. What is going on in the world is not important because it's the made up beliefs and conditioning of human mind that says this is the way it is. We have to be in charge. We have to control. All those that attempt to control will meet the controller. You'll find out eventually that it can't be controlled. It can only be experienced through allowing what is, moving with what is, experiencing what is, and seeing yourself in all of it. Everything is a part of you because you are the consciousness. Everything is part of you. So you need not reject anything, but keep moving towards the liberation of freedom of knowing that you are it. To be it is to be all that you can be moment by moment. To express, to experience, to allow, and even to show. Because something happens in your field that causes other people to take notice. They wonder about you. They say, how can you be so free? How can you be so light? Why aren't you frightened to death with all that's going on? Because you know that what is going on is not absolute. What is going on is the contrivances of humankind that works through control, manipulation, and fear. Through consciousness, you have no fear. You just simply see the unfolding of events as, well, that's the human conditioning. That's the consequence of beliefs, long held beliefs that this is the way it has to be, this is the way it is. But there is no such thing. It is made up. So that life is actually made up. It has no substance, it has no solidarity. To awaken to the totality of yourself, to see yourself as the very living, breathing consciousness, you embrace the fullness of possibilities within yourself. You're no longer a slave to the outside. You're no longer a slave to systems or structures. Because the consciousness does not create a system. It only allows for opportunity to awaken to a higher purpose within your life. Moment by moment, you can experience that. So embrace it. Discover it. Concentrate on it. What may it bring to you as you accelerate in this awareness? Moment by moment, you are accelerating. And as you listen to the true self within you, you're on a correct path, a straight path, moving ever forward in the consciousness of the whole of life, moment by moment. Enjoy the ride, because it's a great journey that you are on.
Johannes and Helvi say, thank you, Ishvara. Loving greetings.
Thank you.
Shantara says, thanks, Ishvara.
You're welcome.
Todd says, wonderful. Thank you so much, Ishvara.
You're welcome.
And Anna and Slava say, thank you, Ishvara.
You're welcome.
And Anna Peralta says, thank you, Ishvara.
You're welcome. Thank you for being a part of this moment. And I really appreciate you. And thank you for your love and support.